Welcome back to Totally Quackers, and we're still pedaling. Pedals, pegs, whatever you want to call them. The good news is we have some solutions. So thanks for tuning in for the latest updates. I do appreciate your support. If you like the video at any stage, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe, and of course encourage others to watch my lunacy. Anyway, let's get pedaling. Yes, issue number one, which you may have noticed. This fitment 8mm bolt supplied, it's not going to work because that is a threaded hole which does not go all the way through to the other side. So that wouldn't be long enough anyway. Luckily we have a spare exhaust stud kicking around, and that'll do nicely. Well, almost. It's the wrong size for the thread in there, obviously. Yeah, I have found a conversion thread, popular with gear shifts apparently, for cars, you know, putting different size knobs on. So those are on their way. Meantime, we can look at setting the pedal up itself, because it looks kind of complicated, and of course there's no instructions. So here we go with our usual hit and miss. Right, well that seems to be one set of clobber to go in there and there. I'm guessing these go either side, and this goes through, C-clip goes on, locking nut and other washer thing. Locking washer. Well, I'm figuring that's the basics, or these bits could go the other way around. Let's just check the listing on eBay, see if there was a picture that gives us any kind of clue whatsoever. Well, of course not, but I'm being dim. These are obviously for the fitting to the bolt, so they'll come in handy. We can get rid of them and just try and slot the peg in there. I think I want to flip those around the other way. Don't know why. Right, well I think I'm on the right track. This is a hell of a fiddle, you know. Not progressing well. So I've flattened those out a little bit, and they're as far as they're going to go, right? And they're not lining up. So, we're getting there. I'm going to have to drill these holes out a little bit. Opted to just put the one in the end, because all they do is provide a little bit of tension on the upswing. I mean, you don't need them at all, honestly, but there you go. Cool. Alright, time to put these on. And thankfully I did invest in one of these kits, because these are damn useful, honestly. Trying to do it with screwdrivers and God knows what. Anyway, proper C-clip doofers. I hope I've got one narrow enough. See you in a minute. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, definitely worth investing in some of these. So there we go, lightly sprung. And ready to go as soon as we get our adapters. Okay, that's that done. Guess we can put these old ones on eBay. I think I already did. On an entirely different note, that's going to look good, isn't it? Yeah, we like that. Yes, I've just been checking chains and sprockets and things to make sure that firstly the new sprocket matches the old chain, which must therefore match the front sprocket, and then that the new chain also matches, so that we're all on the same page, and we are. No more chain reactions. Also started the sanding process on the fins. Just done the top level for now, as you can see. I might just leave it at that, honestly. I don't know whether to do those or not. Definitely not doing all that shit. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think I might just leave it at that. Certainly for now. Yeah, I've had enough. That's actually the easy part of the process, to be honest. Just a pretty coarse sanding little sponge block, whatever, 80 grit. Takes it off in a moment, wink of an eye, a flash of a pan. No, that's something different. Well, that was a pretty good feel for the budget, bang up to date, and $1,954. 75 cents. I would say that's pretty good, especially if it's got all these new bits to bolt on. tyres and sprockets and chains and shock absorbers. Looking forward to putting those on. Thought about doing it while it was up in the air, but I'm not that convinced about that, especially if you start lugging this all around, so I'm not going to. So the reason I was checking this is because the new sprocket is slightly bigger than the old one, and it has 42 written on it, as you can see, which I've got to assume is the number of teeth, roughly equivalent to mine. But the old sprocket, bearing in mind it's smaller, has 45 written on it. That don't make any sense, which is why I was double checking everything, but it all seems to check out, so we'll see. Meantime, I have fitted the little oil doofer. Yes. Overall, I think we've got just about the right amount of green going on here. Ooh, there's a little bit poking out there. Yeah, that'll be the rectifier. Yeah, I kind of like the green highlights as they are. Oh, I know, I should probably do the front wheels. What's that yellow doing there? Oh, I know. Maybe. I dropped by Ace today just to pick up some bolts for the seat and treated myself to a box of assorted split pins. Yes, about bloody time, eh? All for a £5. And despite measuring everything to the nth degree, when I got to Ace I decided my measurements were all wrong and went by visual deduction and got the perfect bolts for the seat. So that's nice. And there it is. Looks good. Well, it will do when the wheel's back on. Talking of which, everything else is pretty much on hold, waiting for the wheel. Yeah. There's the exhaust, of course, but that's waiting for gaskets. Rude not to put them on while they're just sitting on the shelf. No reason not to, because we've kind of done all we need to electric-wise down this end, pretty much. So they look pretty cool. Again, little flashes of green, kind of like that. Well, I know they don't look very exciting, but they kind of are. They're my knob adapters. And that means, at least on this side, we have a foot peg. That's cool, isn't it? Yeah. So that flips up and down. And now we need to put the brake pedal back on. Can't remember what we're going to do on this side. It'll come back to me. There, that's that all sorted. Well, kind of, because obviously the other end isn't connected yet. Something like that. Yes, these arrived today. Pretty horrible condition. So I think first of all we'll be cleaning one of them up. And then we'll be looking at how we convert that to a foot peg thing. Bracket. That's the word I'm looking for. So as you can see, the bit that it screws into, bolts into, is got that kind of tab that to stop it moving around. So I don't know how we can build that in to one of these, but I think we can. Even if it's just one side, that would kind of do. Glad I've got two of them anyway. I can see some carnage coming up. So that kind of raised tab is 14mm, and the hole that we're going to kind of line up with it is 17mm. So I need a slot in there. I don't know if it's going to be the metal's deep enough to actually do this. Okay, version number 1. Told you it was a good job I had two of these. You may have noticed the proposed spacer has like a collar on it, so what I'm going to try and do is drill this hole out just enough for it to fit through and the collar to sit proud. Just happen to have this kicking around, and I'm using one of my favourite step drill type fittings and just really gently doing it so it's a perfectly snug fit, which it now is. Okay, now let's see if this theory works. Yeah, but first we'll let it cool down a bit because it's bloody hot. And for now we're going to be using one of the original bolts, even though they're not pretty because they're all I've got that's the right size. I may well swap it out for a nice Allen head later. Hopefully you can see the theory behind this, that flat edge that I cut in the rear, what is now the rearward piece, lines up with that straight edge on the fitting itself. Might need to do a little bit of adjustment, but that stops the peg moving around, or the peg bracket moving around, because the peg's going to be up the front here. Yeah, you get where I'm going with this, right? You're following. It's not a bad idea. I've had worse. Yeah, so that's not working for two reasons. Firstly, of course, this, the more you tighten the nut up, it's just bending in because it needs a spacer. And now I've screwed it. It needs a spacer that's bigger than the hole in between it and the other side. So I didn't think that one through, did I? Like I said, it's a good job I got two of them, isn't it? Need to rethink this. Okay, version 2.1. Spacer in there. Washer just here at the moment to keep that from falling through the enlarged hole. The irony is that the best position for this bracket, and I'm guessing it's now further forward than the original one, is resting on the actual gear linkage stuff. So the reality is it's not going anywhere anyway, and I wonder if that's enough, in which case I needn't have bothered with any of this. I could have just slapped one on. I'm going to investigate that. So there's the situation so far, and yeah, this whole chopping off the back bit is just not going to work because it's not firm enough. As soon as you put your foot on it, boing, it all starts bending around and moving around, and oops, yeah. So that ain't going to work. Stupid idea. Good job I got two. Did I say that already? And then again, despite all my ramblings earlier, I'm looking at the position of it all. I'm wondering if I can just do the same as I did the other side and bolt it straight in. Oh, I think that's what I'm going to do. Trouble is, I only have this stud and it's the wrong size, of course. Oh, I think one of these might do the job, but I'm not taking that off again. Yes, this is a Yamaha motor. Under wraps for now. So I'm going to explore that. So at the moment we're footloose and fancy free on one side. It's like another trip to Ace. So I think we'll call it a day. And I'll do that trip and meet you in the next episode to complete the job. Which of course means that you'll need to subscribe if you haven't already. And of course if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Really do appreciate you guys tuning in, so thanks for watching. And encourage others to watch my lunacy.